enough. I can't take it, Mom. He's dead. Michael Myers is dead.
Oh! Damn it! Oh. Well, hey, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Hi.
Oh, fuck! Oh, please!
You failed, Michael.
I just have to be sure.
I'll see you in hell.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
So what's going on, everybody? Hopefully I'm on here. Took a week off and you don't know how to run the controls here. It's a big hectic here. So I see Dougie Fresh is in the house. What's up, buddy? What you been doing? If you notice in the background here, I got two Michael Myers masks. I'll just start by saying I apologize for last week. Anybody that showed up and I wasn't here. Literally, if you saw the community post I made, I was had my laptop set up, had everything ready in about 40 minutes. I think it was about 8:20 because we said we were going to do it at 9 o'clock last week. About 40 minutes before, everything in the house went off. Power went out. The whole neighborhood was out. It was weird because we went down the road. Two adjoining communities near us had power, so it was like a weird section of power outages, and we had power out all night long, and it came back on just in time for us to go to work the next morning. So that was convenient. But yeah, I didn't even want to attempt to go live on my iPhone. I was just pissed at that point, and then like I said, ended up having to go to work. And but like I said, at least it came back on, and it was I think a tree fell on a line, so hopefully it didn't bother anybody. But now I got to double up. So we're going to talk a little bit. If anybody shows up, we're going to talk about these two movies right here. So I'll go ahead and tell you, obviously, if you saw the graphic, we got to talk about the one there is my mask for H20, which is, if you saw the little opening intro, 95% of that intro was H20. I think it's a pretty decent movie. And then the other one that I had over there was this mask here, which is for that phenomenal film right there, Halloween Resurrection. I'll actually say that even though this movie is garbage, if they lightened up on the eyebrows, and then the hair is really dark. These two movies that got really dark, they lightened up the hair a little bit and made it to where it wasn't like a big damn receding hairline as much. Maybe you could work with it. This isn't a bad mask. It's a drastic improvement over 4, 5, and 6 to me. These two masks are, but I think of the two, the H20 mask that's right there is my favorite. I recorded the skit that goes in front of my review today, so hopefully you guys will check that out. The review for H20 goes live tomorrow at noon, or from between noon and 12. And then I'm going to be out of town for a week for work. And so then I've already recorded the review for Resurrection. That was a hard one to do. But with that being said, I was really harsh on that movie. So if we talk about it tonight, and look, I got some of the hairs off of that mask on my face. What's Doug talking about here? Watch Top Gun Maverick, Bullet Train, Where Crawdads Sing, and Spider-Man No Way Home yesterday, but wasn't impressed because nothing really noticeable for extra footage. Yeah, I saw somebody post on that said that the Spider-Man, that the footage that was added was not anything that was super cool, that if you didn't see it, you wouldn't miss anything. But I also heard, did you stay after and watch the after credits? Because when I went to see it at the theater, the after credit scene was basically the first time they debuted the Doctor Strange trailer. But I thought they said they were going to add something different to this new and improved version, whatever the hell it is called. So did you stay after the credits to see what was on there? You watched all of those movies yesterday? Jesus, man. What'd you do? Did you go to the theater to see all of them? I did buy our Universal's Monsters blanket for Spirit Halloween. The local Spirit Halloween for me has not opened. My wife and I went out of town last weekend, and there was a Spirit Halloween there. I looked around. It was literally everything that was left that I saw last year, except for a couple little items here or there. I did buy one thing related to Trick or Treat, the movie. It was related to Sam. I read today that they're going to give him a theatrical release, that they're actually going to put Trick or Treat in theaters this Halloween. So that's pretty cool. So anything else? Did you see anything cool related to Halloween in there, Doug? Because they didn't have anything new other than a throw. I saw a different Michael Myers one than I got last year, but I don't need to keep buying $20 throws of Michael Myers on there. But to go back to what you said, man, Top Gun, Bullet Train, Where Crawdads Sing, and Spider-Man, that's 4 movies. Did you go to the theater to see 4 movies? Because I know Top Gun, you watch that at home. So you just did a binge watch of a bunch of new stuff. I haven't seen any of the first 3. I saw Spider-Man No Way Home. I think I said on one of the live streams, I'm not a huge fan of Top Gun, the original. I was never a big Tom Cruise guy until he got a little older. I just didn't like most of his movies. I found it hard to believe everybody watched shit, what's the name of Risky Business. I thought it was that movie was very overrated. Yeah, it was 317. Yeah, I saw that. I was going to go see multiple movies, but my wife is not feeling well. I did go see Jaws in 3D. So it was only $3, obviously, plus whatever tax. So yeah, I took advantage of that. I wanted to see it in IMAX. If my wife felt better, we would have probably traveled. It's about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes one way, 2 hours the next way to an IMAX theater. And I heard it was good, but I was pretty impressed with the picture quality of the 3D version of Jaws. And so I was laughing because I was telling somebody that I saw it and they were like, you paid to see Jaws 3D? And I was like, no, I paid to see the original Jaws in real 3D. And then either way, I'll be honest, I would have probably paid $3 to see Jaws 3D in the theater, because I've told multiple people in the Jaws group I'm in, because that's my favorite movie, that Jaws 3 looks totally different in 3D, and it'll give you a totally different feel of the movie, and it's worth seeing in 3D if you've never seen it. I stopped watching Elvis after like 20 to 25 minutes, put it on the classic Elvira film from 88. Elvira over Elvis any day. Preach it, brother. I think I got the Elvira movies over here. I got both of them in an old video of mine. You might see when before the FYE closed where I live. I bought the Haunted Hills Blu-ray, but I already owned the Arrow release of the first Elvira, which is good. Yeah, that's on HBO Max. So did you watch it on HBO Max? Because even if you subscribe to that and you're watching it now after 20 minutes, well, I heard that was a pretty good movie. What did you not like about Elvis? That's pretty surprising. I want to watch it, but maybe I won't dive into it as quick. But like I said, I was telling everybody, if anybody shows up, I'm just want to apologize for last week. I got a little bit of catching up to do. I really want to see and hear what you guys think of the difference between H20 and Resurrection before we get out of here, because I've recorded some of my review, and then I've got to go back and touch it up so I can add new comments. But maybe you guys could think of some stuff that I hadn't thought of. Next, I want to see Jeepers Creepers Reborn, but tickets cost so much, $15.72 because it's a Fathom event. Yeah, I want to find out first, is it going to be on demand or like theater at home pretty quick? Just so you know, I was one of the pathetic ones that went to see Jeepers Creepers 3, and it was basically a Fathom event, and that one was in the theaters, I think for one night only, and then it got a decent amount of turnout, so then they extended it and had a second showing like a week or so later, and then it wasn't a month after that. It was on demand and available on Blu-ray. Now, I will say this: I hated it in the theater, and I hated Jeepers Creepers 3 when I watched it. But I went back and watched it about, was it a month or two ago when I first found out, Jeepers Creepers Reborn was coming out. And I know you guys are gonna hate me. Anybody that hears me now or watches this later. I think that movie gets a lot more hate than it deserves. It is not good. It's way worse than the first two, but it's got a couple of decent parts in there. And I think part of their issue is they tried to be fancy and, not fancy, but, clever and wedge that in between the other two movies. If they had just went with a different story, because that's the one thing I'm going to miss from Jeepers Creepers Reborn, is I really do think the guy that played the Creeper did a really good job in all three movies. Another thing that didn't help the third one was that shitty CGI whatever. It reminds me of the Sphere in the last Phantasm Ravager, when the CGI is so bad it pulls you out of the movie. That's the same way some of those scenes in Jeepers Creepers were. The CGI was so bad it screwed around with that movie. Yeah, Elvis is on HBO Max, so it's not even worth a watch on HBO Max. Wow. The Tom Hanks character will not shut up. He plays Elvis Green. Yeah, I knew he played his manager. Didn't he? I heard he was going to, winning all kinds of awards for that role. I thought maybe he'd be better in it. My dad's a super Elvis fan, so I know he'll watch it. If he likes it at all, then maybe I'll watch it. I haven't watched a ton of movies this week. I watched a couple things on Shudder. I've got a review I got to record. They're going to get pissed at me. They gave me screeners, and I watched one about a week ago, and I haven't recorded the review. And then the damn thing popped up on there like yesterday. Let me get the name of it while we're talking. But if anybody wants to chime in, you can start talking about either one of these Halloween movies if you want. I actually watched H20 like 2 weeks ago preparing for this, and I really liked it way more than I remembered. The movie isn't it holds up pretty well. It doesn't it's not dated as much, and I think maybe part of it is because they take it away from Haddonfield and put it in the college, and I thought it was pretty good. The movie that I'm thinking of is on Shudder. If anybody's got Shudder, you need to watch the movie Who Invited Them. It's a really good movie. So I'll go ahead and spoil it. I'm going to do a movie review of it. It's about a couple who's holding a party for a house that they just moved into, and everybody's leaving. And at the end, this couple comes out of the bathroom, and they've been snorting some coke. And so they were in there too long, and the party's basically over. And then the couple that's having the party in their house didn't invite this couple. And so they just hang out there, and then they try to continue the party, and then a lot of shenanigans ensue, and it's got a twist into it. There was too much of Tom Hanks' character, and I don't know, Elvis. Yeah, I figured that. Is he the narrator of the story? I figured. And plus, that guy playing Elvis, that's such a hard role to nail. I didn't know whether he'd be able to sustain 2 hours of being Elvis or not. So either way, I'll check it out. And maybe a lot of you guys on here, we have similar taste in movies, so I might not be able to make it through there. I was hoping a couple of the normal Halloween people would show up on here. That Tiffany, she was a big H20 fan. I really want to hear with that new movie getting ready to come out, and it is definitely, from what I'm hearing, obviously it's going to be Jamie Lee's last time ever playing the role. But we all thought that at the end of H20 and then Resurrection. But in my prep for those reviews, I'll bounce around a little bit. I'll tell you about that. Did you guys, I don't know if anybody's ever watched the interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis where she wanted to be kind of like in a producer's role and didn't. Kevin Williamson was going to write H2O and make Jamie Lee Curtis the mother of Jamie and Josh. He was going to connect the timelines. That's what I said in in my review in one section. If they could have found a way, even if you didn't have, I think his name was John, right? Even if you didn't have John in it, there's an easy way to connect Jamie into it, because if she was so worried that Michael was going to come after her, the first thing she would have done when she had a daughter was try to protect her. She could have gave her up for adoption or given her to another member of the Strode family. And then it would have been 20 years later. My thought would have been, instead of having her break into the nurse's house at the beginning of H2O, he could have maybe done that and found out that Jamie was still alive. And then when you hear about him coming after her, Jamie Lee Curtis goes ahead maybe and reaches out to her. Or the nurse could have then reached out to Jamie and said, Michael's coming after you and she's going to come after your mother. And then be like, what are you talking about? My mother died. She's like, no, she didn't. To protect you, she put you up for adoption. You could have had some really good tension between Jamie Lee Curtis and, for his Lori and her daughter Jamie there. What did you do? I did it to protect you. Similar to the tension that they had in the 2018 with Jamie Lee Curtis, because her daughter got taken away from her in that storyline by social services because she was, the everything she was doing to her to prepare her for Michael. You could have had a similar storyline there. So I think they did themselves a disservice, number one, by getting rid of Jamie. But with that being said, I understand they wanted to reboot it. It felt, one of my other complaints is it's too Scream-like. Got some similar, it's got some of the music tracks they dropped in there. With it being out of Haddonfield after that, and it's not even in Haddonfield, if you don't remember, in that first scene when he attacks the nurse, that's not even in Haddonfield. It's another section of Illinois. But after that segment, with it not being in Haddonfield or around that area, it doesn't feel kind of like a Halloween movie. It felt like a generic horror movie from the 90s or 2000s. They just kind of dropped Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers into. Kind of sucks Jamie dies in this one. Yeah, it did suck that they killed her off, but I was the interview that I was talking about earlier, if you go online and watch it, she's talking about, if you just look up Jamie Lee H2O Resurrection, she was talking about, she went into this and basically she pitched the storyline with John Carpenter and Deborah Hill that they were going to write it to where it's 20 years later, they were all coming back, they were all going to be part of it, and she wanted to kill off Michael once and for all and end it, and that's the way they were going to write it. And then when Kevin Williamson was involved, she says that they pitched the ideas back and forth, and every version of the script that they sent her, that she wasn't included at all in the script. I mean, the death of Michael wasn't included at the end. It always had some ambiguous ending. And so she basically, you could tell in the interview, she was pissed that she literally showed up and was like, what the hell? Anyone watch What Do We Do in the Shadows on FX? It's super funny. I love it. No, I haven't seen that. So let me know what's cool about it. Maybe I'll check it out. I did like the idea of camera following Michael and his kills. Yeah, that's in Resurrection. So let me get through a little bit of H2O first. So like I said, I like the core concept of H2O and once Michael gets there. But obviously, one of the things I make fun of in my video, I'll go ahead and spoil it, is the fact that how in the hell does Michael find in the folder where she's at, get in a car, make it halfway across the country, car breakdown, get in the oldest fucking vintage truck that you could possibly find at that rest stop, and then make it all the way out to California? How is that even possible? I haven't seen that series yet either. No, me either. So it starts off good. Like I said, I think it would have been better if they tried to include Jamie, but since they didn't, like I said, Jamie was all pissed that they couldn't kill Michael. So she did pitch the idea of, on that interview, she said, I went in and told him, if you can't kill Michael, what can we do? And Williamson said, we can kill him. That's what Lori's going to think, and that's what the audience is going to think, but we can't really kill him. So that was why so I didn't even know this part. before they even went into Resurrection. I thought that they went into Resurrection and said, what are we going to do to bring Michael back? And thought of it then. No, before the movie was even created, when they were doing H2O, they had already written the story that it was going to be the emergency worker that had his voice box crushed by Michael, and Michael switched places with him. They already knew that was what was going to happen because they couldn't kill him. So then in that interview, Jamie Lee Curtis basically said then, okay, well, fuck that then. If you can't kill Michael, then I want to die. And so I know a lot of fans are pissed that she dies in the opening act, but that, from what I heard in that interview, basically she admits it's her idea. That she wanted, if you can't kill Michael, then I don't want to be part of it and kill me off. So she was one of the main reasons that she died in the first act. H2O mask was a F fail. They should have totally included Jamie. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, I don't think the mask is that bad. It was 3 masks. You got the digital one that they fucked up in that scene. You got the one that looks like it's got alien eyes in it, that there's actually part of the trailer I'm going to include in my review that it made it into the trailer. So they used some bad footage there because they went back and reshot it. If you're looking at this, if you take the eyebrows off of that thing and then you mess the hair up a little bit, it doesn't look that far off from the original mask. So after the debacle of Halloween 4 and 5, as far as, like I said, if you watch my reviews, I totally make fun of those masks. The mask was not half bad in the Curse of Michael Myers. I think there's in some parts in there where if you look at it in the right light, it didn't look half bad. Those silver eyes. Yeah, the bad part about hey, what's going on, man? Just talking a little bit of Halloween H2O. Appreciate you stopping by. The bad part about it is, you know, who shit, I can't even remember who the hell played the different Michael Myers. Like, was it Dick Warlock whose head was too big? And basically that was almost the start of the mask. Nick Castle, his face was so skinny. I did like the switch up where he was supposed to get his head chopped off, and turns out it was someone else. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, man, she's feeling a little bit better. So hopefully it won't last too long. Hey, it's Halloween ends, and I'll just go ahead and tell you she took a COVID test, so it's not COVID. Hey, it's Halloween ends is going to be 2 hours long. Yeah, I read it was like, what, an hour and 54 minutes. It's pretty close to 2 hours, which is good because it's the last one. So I want to see as much of Michael as I can, considering it doesn't sound like there's going to be a lot of Michael in it. Step 1 in making a Halloween film, get the mask right before you turn the camera on. That's what I say. I've been saying that in a lot of movies. Like, they fucked up the mask in 4. They did it again in 5. They even put the different mask to do a bait and switch on the posters. Oops. And then 6, they tried to fix it. It was close, but it's a little too gray. But there's a couple of shots in the dark and in that one part when he's outside and he's got the blade and he kills the woman and the blood goes splattering across the sheets. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, Dick had a big head. Dick head. Yeah. Nick Castle's head was so skinny and the mask basically like was so big, it made his head receded into it and you didn't see his eyes the way they lit it. Now, Dick Warlock's head was fatter, so when he leaned certain ways, you could see his eyes. I didn't particularly like that. I like it when Michael's eyes, you can't see them. You know, the funny part about it is, you know, in this one, I think the part 5 mask that I bought from Trick or Treat has actually got some black meshing over it, so you can't see the eyes. But then that was one of my problems with this mask, is the actor who played Michael. I don't even remember who it was. Who was the one who played him in H2O? Did anybody watch or remember who played Michael in H2O? He is so unimpressive that I don't even remember his name. Shit. Chris Durand. If he ever sees this, I know he follows one of my YouTube pals, but either way, he's not bad. It's just, he's just kind of there, like kind of boring. He doesn't do anything great. His head didn't fit it well either. So what are they doing with making these masks where they don't fit the person's head. Like in Halloween 5, when I did my review, I was noticed, I found out, I didn't know this, that Greg Nicotero did a mold of his own face. So you've got the prop guys or the makeup effects guys doing molds of their head without even checking to see how it fits the actor. That I don't even understand that. That's like you said, the mask is the most important thing. You need to make sure it fits. So almost in every movie, now you have to admit, at least you didn't see the guy's eyes in Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. So that was one good thing. But no clue. Yeah, it was Chris Duran is the guy's name. So it fits so tight on his face that there's multiple parts in the movie that he looks like he's bug-eyed. Like the mask is so tight that it's pulling his eyes open. It is so freaking stupid looking. Are you going to pre-order Halloween Ends shirts from Right Rags? Pre-order ends September 8th, and the official release be October 4th, but whatever's left over. I'm not sure. I bought a couple of Fright Rag shirts. They're nice, but there's not anything special with Halloween Ends to me that looks any much better than Halloween Kills. And I'm so kind of pissed about the way the plot is going on this thing. I don't know how much I want to support it. Hey guys, what's going on, Cody? We're just talking a little H20 and sprinkling in anything else we want to talk about like we always do. So to go back to H20 now, I don't mind it if it's its own, if you compartmentalize it down to where it's just H20. It's a pretty good movie. I think a lot of people throw some shade on it because of leading into Resurrection. What happens with Jamie, and also the fact that they wiped everything else clean after Halloween 2. So I think Ends is going to flop due to the plot. Oops. Yeah, me too. I don't know. I've been posting a lot of videos. I know some of the people that watch them get any new news on Halloween Ends. Well, I don't know. It depends on what you call news. Like I posted 2 videos this week because I've got a couple people that contact me based on some of my previous videos, and some of them have seen the screeners that were out there, and it's a lot of the stuff that I've pieced together about Halloween Ends. They let me know that I was right about a lot of it, and then one of them supposedly got the track listing for the soundtrack, and if it does match what I just posted in that video, half the movie is spoiled by the track listing of the soundtrack, and it's up to you. I'm a person that if I am worried about a movie, I try to find out as much as possible because I'm a visual guy, so I'm going to see it anyway. I want to see Michael. Just because I read that it's shitty doesn't mean that it is going to be. But based on if that track listing is correct, and a lot of the things that I've been reporting on the channel about this Corey guy, if even half of that's true, Michael's not even going to be in half the movie. And right now it looks like even David Gordon Green, as of last week in one of the videos I posted, he in an interview said he can't get the ending finalized. I think there's upwards of what I read 4 different endings to this thing. What about the new character being the main person? Yeah, Doug, dude, you got to watch my videos, man. I've been posting about this stuff. Go back. I got a whole Halloween Ends playlist. So go watch some of those. But I'll warn you, I personally think some of the stuff that I'm speculating about is going to be in the movie. So it'll be a spoiler to some of that. But yeah, the new character is named Corey. But just to show you, I admit that I'm wrong. The one thing I noticed on the track list, if it was true, is that the little boy that gets killed at the beginning, supposedly, I heard his name was Johnny from somebody who claimed to have seen the screener, and then according to that track listing, his name is Jeremy. So either way, I really enjoyed the Halloween Curse video you did. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to play around with my green screen and stuff, so I did it again with a couple videos. I got to get some better equipment. Maybe once I start doing YouTube better and hit this thing a little bit bigger. Like I said, I haven't made a ton of money on here. Not trying to do that right now. I want to grow the channel, but anything that I do make, I reinvest back in there. So I've got to buy some better lighting and some stuff like that. I didn't want to see spoiler. That's why. Okay. Well, I'll just tell you that, man. The main character is named Corey, and I've got another video I recorded that David Gordon Green said that the movie felt a lot like Christine, so he let John Carpenter read it to see if it was too much like it. So I pieced 2 and 2 together, and basically you look at how Christine, the plot of that goes. I think that's how the plot of Halloween Ends is going to go. There's going to be somebody other than Michael that's doing some of this stuff, but Michael's going to be the ultimate evil that's the driving force, just like Christine was in that. It's kind of like the dots I'm connecting. It was fun. Yeah, I poked fun at that movie. I mean, Curse isn't terrible. I wish you could. There's a cut of it that I've downloaded from a couple people online that they've taken parts and cut them together. I think if you take the producer's cut and chop off that shit about the cult at the end, the last 20 minutes, and you put the last 20 minutes of the theatrical cut, it's a much better movie, and it's fun to watch. So I guess if Myers is dead and ends, then that makes him human. I don't know. It depends. What happens if what gives him his power gets destroyed? I'm not going to say any more than that. I've actually heard 2 theories based on 2 different screenings that that he gets his power from 2 different, what's a good way to put it? 2 different things he draws his power from. It depends on which way they go with that. But I don't know. He's not going to be dead, during the middle of the movie, but he's going to be in a weakened state is what I'm guessing, because he took some heavy damage and kills, if nothing else. Yeah, so I tried to do a little funny skit at the beginning of H20 making up. If you weren't here earlier, I was talking about H20, about one of the funny parts is how does Michael, steal the nurse's car, drive halfway across the country, get in an old dilapidated truck and drive the rest of the way and figure out where she's even at in California. They must not have too much confidence because there hasn't been much marketing. All right, and then I'll go ahead and tell you this. This doesn't spoil too much. I heard from somebody, 2 people. So I kind of heard a similar story. So I'm thinking it's kind of true. And one of them says they know an intern that's worked on some of this stuff. And another one said they saw one of the screenings. So one of the things is they haven't dropped a second trailer because the first cut of the second trailer spoils a lot of the plot points, especially of Michael not being the only killer in it. But they're worried that a lot of people are going to be pissed because if you watch the teaser trailer, everybody assumes that that's Michael in the teaser trailer. And I've already figured out the first mass killer is not Michael. But there's some people saying that there's other parts of that trailer that aren't, that they're mixing in a lot of footage of a potential copycat killer, and that they're going to confirm that right now with the way the second trailer is cut. But they're doing everything possible. Rumor is you're going to get a second trailer next week at the latest, and that'll be what? Right at close to a month before the movie comes out. And then also the fact that Universal is just dying to get Peacock over as far as with more people watching it, to the fact that they're willing to do this again a year later. Because, dude, I've been to a couple movies lately, and I mean, I don't think that moviegoers in general are worried that, like they were last year at this time. I know there's still some people you might not get the box office you did for the 2018 version, but I'm wondering if they may be using this Peacock thing as a way to disguise the fact that if it gets low box office, they can say, oh, well, it was because we debuted it on Peacock and a lot of people saw it there. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you the first night I'll watch it is when it debuts on Peacock. If it's really good, then I'm going to go to the theater to see it. Because I do want to see it in the theater if it's good. But if it's bad and I don't like the ending of it, then I don't know if I'm going to waste money to see it. It costs so much money to go to see movies now. I'd rather do what I'm doing and save a lot of it and buy physical media when it comes out. But so with that being said, I'll go ahead and I like H2O. I think Halloween 4 is much better, but if you can get past the fact that Jamie's not in it and they've given her a new life and she's got a son, Michael's pretty good in it. But there are things that are bad. It's got a couple good kills in it. And if you, like I said, compartmentalize it down to where you just look at the end and don't worry too much about the rest of it. What happens afterwards, it's a good movie. So watch H2O and then don't watch Resurrection at all, because then it'll fuck it up for you. Not on a Tuesday unless you don't have 5/28 Tuesdays. I don't think I do. But I don't know, man. If you see a movie on Tuesday and it debuts on a Friday, so then you won't get to see it on Friday, and then you have to wait until Tuesday. But I don't know what theater chain has Tuesday movies that cheap. I don't know. I've only got Regal and like a Georgia theater company around here. But I think what I'm going to do, and I think Regal just filed for bankruptcy. So what I'm going to do though is maybe that would work if they do have it for that cheap. Maybe I'll see it on Peacock, and then if it's good, then I'll go in the middle of the week after work to see it. I don't know, Marcus. I don't have that around here. Like I said, I got Regal. They're expensive as hell. If I hadn't saw Jaws in 3D on Saturday for like $3, I looked, man, it would have been an outrageous fortune. Plus they would have charged you for the glasses, and that was the cool thing about it. For the $3 Saturday is that it didn't matter what type of movie it was. Everybody got in for $3, so that was kind of cool. But either way, so I like H2O, but then comes that abortion of a movie, Resurrection. So like I said earlier, a lot of people hated Resurrection because of the way it started with Jamie getting killed. But knowing now, hindsight, that she wanted to die, the beginning of that movie is actually one of the best parts. I know it's backtracking, but I own both versions of Curse on Blu-ray, and I hope they release the 4K Curse separate. I'll buy it just for all those bonus features. Yeah, and I do like the fact that you get both versions in 4K on that set. That was a good deal. So you're technically getting 2 movies for that. I went ahead and ordered it, but I did a shop, whatever, exclusive, and did whatever that service is, and I did a pay in 4. So like I got 4 months to pay the damn thing. Busta Rhymes. Yeah, I'll give you a quote from my review that even if there's good parts of Halloween Resurrection, there's like the bad parts can be summed up in 2 words: Busta Rhymes. So I know they were trying to be hip and cool. They included him. The Tyra Banks is one of the worst actresses ever. Her in it is just as bad as Busta Rhymes. If you look at it, and like I watched it, and I'm trying to, find, like I always tell everybody, I try to find something good about every movie I watch. So if you go into Halloween Resurrection, and I'm trying to find something good, the opening is not bad. The only part that I don't like is, would Laurie at that point not know that that's Michael? Number one, he takes a header through her damn door and busted down head on. Number 2, he's coming after her with a knife. And then she still strings him up and questions whether it's him because of what happened at the end of H2O, which you find out through some exposition of the 2 nurses walking in the hallway. So I guess that's a decent way to do it. But I don't know, would she have really been at that mental state where she would have been questioning whether it was still Michael under the mask after he just did all that? I liked his character, made it entertaining, and gave Michael a good fight. Dude, that's the worst part, that last part of your sentence there, and gave Michael a good fight. So I'll go ahead and skip to the end. So you're telling me that when they're in the house and Busta Rhymes dresses like Michael and they randomly run into each other and he thinks it's the other guy helping him, that Michael would stand there and get berated by Busta Rhymes, and also he puts his hands on him and pushes him away? Do you not think that Michael wouldn't have chopped his damn head off on a normal circumstances? That is ridiculous. Or maybe Michael was like, this character is so worthless and I'm not even worried about him, and turns around and leaves. But to give Busta Rhymes that line about trick or treat, at the end, and pushing Michael like he's gonna fight him just because he watched kung fu movies. He knows kung fu. I was talking the fire scene. You talking about at the end, when they're fighting that when he is gonna stand up to Michael and he's doing that kung fu shit. Is that even realistic? But either way, so he kicks at Michael into some wires that to me don't even look like they're electrical wires. It looks like it would be like internet cables and stuff, and that's gonna shock Michael or whatever. And I know he then breaks off the 2 wires from the port or whatever in the floor and then sticks that into Michael. But would a normal man be able to rip that stuff out? I mean, I don't even think that's realistic. So to go back to it, I do think the core concept of Halloween Resurrection for the time was good. And it was a little bit ahead of its time because reality TV was just starting to hit big. Internet stuff was just starting to hit. You have to remember this was in 2002. So that was like 20 years ago. So, where's our 20th anniversary of that, by the way? But either way, it had a good core concept. One of the things that did it wrong, there's no way that they would have had that low quality of cameras on those people walking around that house. I mean, I could have went down to Radio Shack and bought some better cameras than what they had on those people. So then they filmed full frame footage and then they stretched it to widescreen. So it looked even worse than it was. So with all that being said, the found footage part, or whatever you want to call that shit, reality TV, internet footage, looks so bad that it makes the movie almost unwatchable in some points. But half of the stuff that Michael was in is in that internet footage. Why didn't they show you more of Michael like actually live in the house when that stuff was going on? When they showed Michael's bedroom in the basement was funny. I swear I thought I saw a teddy bear on his bed. Yeah, me too. I thought I was like, oh shit. And then you find out that it was all staged and that even though it was the real house, that all that shit that they put in there was fake. The only good part about the basement was you actually finally got some nudity in a Halloween movie with Halloween Resurrection. But then the footage was so poorly shot and it looked so bad, you couldn't even see that. So either way, I thought that was pretty much a waste. But like I said, I don't want to give it credit, but I will say, like I said, the concept of Halloween Resurrection is pretty good. The execution of it is terrible. And from what I remember of my research before I was doing the review, is didn't Rick Rosenthal, the director of Halloween 2, didn't he direct that turd? I don't know how they convinced him to come back for that. And maybe on that 4K release, they'll dig up some extra footage, some stuff from archival interviews and stuff of people talking about why they actually put that on paper and thought that movie was going to be a good movie. There's, like I said, there's 1 or 2 decent kills in it, but most of it gets spoiled because it's on the footage that's being shown over the internet and it just looks bad. The one that could have been pretty good was in he stabs that guy in the throat with the camera stand. What camera stand would have a point on it that would be that sharp anyway? That is ridiculous. They wanted maybe a cheesy aspect or trying to do it like a Leprechaun and Hood thing. No, not from what I understand. I mean, I don't think they were trying to be funny with it whatsoever. I think they were trying to be cool because Busta Rhymes was popular then. Tyra Banks was popular then. They got some big stars on there. The internet was just starting to hit, so they wanted to throw some of that stuff on there. Everything that they was, like I said, the concepts were all good. The execution of it was shit. The tripod killer. Yeah. What camera stand has a sharp point on it like that? That didn't even make any sense. Even though it was a decent kill, it was one of the few good kills in the movie. And then that one part where Busta Rhymes, doesn't somebody push Michael out the window and he's like hanging out the window? They treated Michael so bad. He went from being a badass to just being almost like Busta Rhymes was almost bullying him in that movie. I don't know. It just kind of that leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you're thinking about that kind of stuff. Of you got one of those badass characters in the history of, serial killers and movies like that, and then you're going to waste him in a movie like this. And to go back to what in H2O, you couldn't even get the mask right. Like they had to go back and refilm scenes, and they switched the mask out twice, and then one time the mask wasn't even available, so they throw that shitty CGI over top of it. What I think I don't remember if it's in one of my reviews that I've recorded, or whether it's one of the ones that I've got coming up, where I basically say, the formula is pretty straightforward. You got Michael Myers needs to be in it. Like you said, get him a decent mask. There's one person, and usually that he's coming after. He stalks that person. During that time, he kills some people along the way, and then you end up with a final girl, and then Michael, it's usually ambiguous whether he dies or not. That's it. I mean, what else do you need? Yeah, but he just dropped down and went back into the house like nothing happened. Yeah, I know, but it was stupid for that to even happen to him anyway. So, like I said, I tried to like some aspects of this movie, but it's cringeworthy, man. It is. The Resurrection is just bad overall. It's got decent parts in it. I'll tell you, the dude in the hospital. I mean, I'm trying to. I don't want to have to be politically correct on this channel. Can I say it's a mental facility or whatever? At the beginning was kind of cool that they had that guy who loved serial killers. That character was pretty neat. And I always like the irony of that you got basically somebody who's fucking crazy in there, and he knows that that's Michael Myers, but nobody would ever listen to him for him to tell him what actually happened. And then Michael ends up handing his knife over to him. I always thought that was kind of cool. But you got the most inept security guards in that place. I don't know. It's just a little bit ridiculous that you've got a property like that and you keep screwing around with it, and they couldn't get it right. I'm so glad, we're bitching about the possibility of ends being like shit. I don't think it can be anywhere near Halloween Resurrection quality. Is that where they got the burnt mask idea for the new Halloween? I don't know. Possibly. That end scene. Also, I don't like the fact that you end Resurrection on a jump scare. That's ridiculous. You should have just went in, I guess because they didn't have the rights and they didn't know what they were going to do. They didn't want to end it to where you thought Michael might be dead. They wanted to actually give you the proof that he was alive. That guy's probably where Corey comes from. Could be. I don't know. I'm just cringing every time I hear the name Corey Cunningham now. I know there was a cut of the film that was drastically different that involved the radio tower, and I'm not saying I want to see that, but all of the other versions with this Corey character, it just doesn't make any sense. If you have a 4-year time gap, that's plenty enough time for Michael to have healed. Especially if he's got some type of power. I don't know why they're waiting to the midnight hour of a trilogy and throwing this Corey guy out there. But if you look, I won't spoil it too much, Doug, but if you look at the track listing of the soundtrack, I think that might be another reason that soundtrack hasn't been released yet. I got a lot of views on that video, man. I just posted it not even 24 hours ago, and I got close to 900 views on that thing. It's annoying. I agree. Copycat Corey. It just sounds bad. Yeah. And I don't want to spoil too much, but from what I'm hearing, though, it might not be that he's a copycat, that he just wants to kill. It might have something to do with his interaction when Michael causes him to be, to go in that direction. I don't know, but at least, it's not going to be Halloween 5 bad. It's not going to be Resurrection bad, but I'll be very interested to get to the end of this and see my ranking of this thing, because man, I loved Halloween 2018 so much. They are screwed in, sucks, and they know it. I know they had so much potential, man. How do you screw this up? Somebody told me, I don't know whether one of you guys that's on here, somebody left a message on my last Halloween Ends video that said that Danny McBride made that movie Arizona, and that it's got a lot of similarities to this Halloween storyline. And I bought that Arizona at the Dollar Tree and haven't watched it yet. So now I want to actually go watch that. I'm off from work tomorrow, so maybe I'll watch that. But at least once I review Resurrection, we'll be done with the what I call the legacy sequels at that point, and then I got a deep dive into the damn Rob Zombie movies. And so I'm actually a fan of the Rob Zombie first Halloween if you chop off the first 10 minutes of all that white trash shit and at the breakfast table. So I'm not as I'm looking forward to that one, I guess is a good way to put it. I'm not looking forward to having to watch both versions of Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. Because I remember going to the theater to see that and then getting home and getting the uncut version and like going, this is not the movie that I saw in theaters. And it took me a while back then to find the theatrical cut on Blu-ray. And I, ironically enough, found it at Kmart in the dump bin, and it had both Halloween and Halloween 2 on it. They should have left it on the same night. Yeah, that would have probably worked better. I like both Rob Zombie Halloweens. If they left it, I don't know that they should have left it on the night because Michael would have been so damaged. I'm okay, let's say, with him disappearing for like a year and nobody hearing of him, and all of a sudden, like some people were missing, and then Laurie getting all dramatic again, thinking that Michael was back. You got Lindsay, the character of Lindsay. You got the character of Hawkins. You could have one of those get killed, and in the meantime, adding another character in it is just horseshit at this point. So, like I said, I like Rob Zombie's Halloween. One of the freakiest moments in the movie to me is when Michael's the kid and he puts the mask on and comes walking out in the hallway, and the stalking theme, whatever you want to call that, hits. I really love that part, and that's really spooky looking with that kid wearing that mask. I don't, like I said, get rid of that breakfast table fiasco at the beginning, and I don't know that I need to know that Michael was cutting up animals either. I think you still needed to be a little ambiguous about Michael's background. I don't know that I needed all that in there, but man, I'm torn about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I remember at the theater watching it, and when he was stalking Laurie in the hospital, I remember thinking, well, this is literally Halloween 2, the original version. I bet this is going to be a dream sequence, and it was. So I kind of knew what direction he was going with that. But all of this shit about the white horse and seeing his mother, and I don't want to ever even think that there was some type of connection with Laurie and Michael. So speaking of that, I need to go back and watch it. It's been a while. It's been a couple years since I've sat down and watched the whole thing. Do you remember, if you like your movies, maybe you can answer this. Michael was trying to show Laurie the picture of the baby Boo, I guess, of him when they were kids. How would Michael have known that was his sister? I don't remember. I need to go back and watch it. I don't remember if they made that connection in the movie or not. If you guys are still here that watched Sensational Cinema, since you said you liked it, do you remember how Michael would have connected the dots that Laurie was his sister? Like, she obviously didn't understand what he was doing when he was showing her the picture. And then obviously, she finds out later because Loomis's book outs the fact that they're brother and sister. I don't mind the brother and sister storyline. Rob Zombies 2 is better if you watch it as he is suffering in bad delusional shit with his mom, White Horse. Now, I know that. I mean, it's like he is, I don't know. I just don't like the fact that it's so ambiguous that people actually are trying to infer that none of it happened, that he died, she shot him in the face, and there's a whole group of people that think that Halloween 2 is all in Laurie's mind, and they say it's confirmed at the end of the, I guess it's the director's cut, one of them, when they walk down the hall and she gives that smirk where she's in the hospital in the white hallway. It was confusing going back and forth. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, we obviously know he's delusional, and He's basically it's almost like he's fucking Jason Voorhees, and he's got his mother in his head, and she's telling him what to do. I don't like that. Rob Zombie's weird when it comes to that stuff. Speaking of him, if you get Shudder, they've added some of his Rob Zombie's movies to it. You got 31 is on there, Devil's Rejects, and then Lords of Salem is on there. And I don't care. I like Lords of Salem. It's why I think it's a very underrated movie, and I watched parts of it again last night. They never show how he tracked down Laurie. Yeah, that's the parts that I don't like. Like, if you're going to be ambiguous about stuff like how he finds her and all that kind of stuff, I don't think, like in the John Carpenter, obviously, had any thought that Michael was knew who Laurie was in the first one. Through AMC Plus, I don't know. I get Shudder. I got a deal like months ago through Prime, I think, and I had a deal where it was like $5 a month, and I signed up for a year and got it for like $39 or something. So there's like at the time there was all kinds of deals with Shudder, but I love Shudder. But like I said, they got a bunch of Rob Zombies movies out there. Like I said, man, I don't know what it is, man. I like Lords of Salem. It's weird as hell. It's so different. It's unique. It's not, he isn't copying anybody. It's obviously got a lot of throwbacks to movies because he's such a movie fan or whatever. Are you getting excited for here the Munsters coming up? I saw that Rob Zombie posted another thing saying it's already queued up and ready to go. Rob's remake of the Munsters looks crappy. Did you hear that? He's talking about the Munsters there. Yes. So yeah, that'd be another one. I'll watch it. Never have seen Lords. Yeah. It's a trip though. So if you watch it, if you like weird ass movies, it's I love it because I haven't seen a lot of movies about the Salem witch trials, and they go all the way back to the history of the Salem witch trials, with connections of the witches that are still in Salem. And I always say this: if there was one movie that was written specifically for his wife that works above and beyond any other one, it's a Lords of Salem. She's perfect in that movie. It's a perfect role for her. She plays a DJ, works for a local radio station, and she ends up being one of the people that is connected to the original Salem witches. Visually good. I don't know about the plot. Yeah, I don't know either. But so, like I said, I recommend Lords of Salem, but you got to be a true movie buff. I mean, it is weird. It's one of those you're not going to sit down. It's not a popcorn flick. It's not a standard fare horror movie. It's got a lot of hard edge to it. The music in it is awesome. It's got some weird ass music. So I recommend Lords of Salem. I'm a huge Munsters fan, so I'm wondering what he's going to try to do. So far, the Herman actor is all kinds of wrong. I'll get that. Hey, you want to hear something funny? Speaking of that, I'm going to look this up real quick because I don't want to say something that's not true with this being recorded for all prosperity. Lords of Salem. Yep. So the guy that's playing Herman Munster, right? His name is Jeff Daniel Phillips. So he also plays in Lords of Salem as a potential boyfriend / friend of Sherry Moon Zombie character whose name's Heidi. And in the movie, Jeff Daniel Phillips' name of his character in Lords of Salem is Herman. So you could already tell that this guy is in part of Rob Zombie's circle of friends. And I guarantee you that his influence on his name in that movie of Herman was because of Rob Zombie's love of the Munsters. It looks really cheesy. Yeah. It's not you that loves the Munsters, is it? Is the other Doug that sometimes comes in? Is he's the one that likes the Munsters? But I thought that was a pretty cool connection there. That the guy that plays Herman in the Munsters, his name in that movie was Herman. But that movie's got all kinds of weirdness. I'll go ahead and warn you. You got some like really old ladies in there and you see a lot of old lady nudity in Lords of Salem. I think a lot of it's prosthetic stuff though. You got some devils masturbating stuff in there. I mean, I'm just giving you all that because it's it's you. I thought it was. I get so many comments on the side from different people. I couldn't remember whether it was you or the other Doug. I told you about. Yep. Yeah, and I enjoyed that. So I'm hoping that my love of Here Comes the Munsters, well, I wouldn't say love. I liked it a lot. Will kind of be like how I feel about Rob Zombie's. He'll have a campiness to it that'll make me like some of it, but I just don't know. But see, I think the guy in Here Comes the Munsters was a good Herman, and you got to have a good Herman to start. I love the Munsters, just worried about what Rob did to them. Yeah, he's such a fan though, so I hate to believe that he would shit all over it. But I do like the guy playing Grandpa, and I've seen him do a lot of interviews, and he seems to really be energetic and love the role. And so I don't know, like I said, to me, you got to have a good Herman. Without that, you might as well not do it. And I just don't think that guy's the good Herman. Like, a lot of people are busting on Wednesday for having a bad actor playing Gomez, but I don't think that the parents, because it's Luis Guzman is playing Gomez. I think Catherine Zeta-Jones looks excellent as a Morticia. I think she's going to be good. And I wonder what role Christina Ricci is going to play. And I know we're talking about monsters, but I really think with the movie, with the show, Wednesday centering around Wednesday and Jenna Ortega, I don't think the family's going to be in it quite as much. So I think that's going to be way better of an idea than this new Monsters. Did you see that other clip he did, this Old Country Boy Heart? I was like, what? Yeah, I saw that. I haven't really seen a lot that's made me think that this Monsters movie is going to be really good. So either way. So like I said, my reviews of these Halloween movies are going to drop, and then I got to do the Rob Zombie one. So maybe we can talk Rob Zombie's Halloween next week. Rob is telling a story about Herman. Yeah, I know. So are we going to get Marilyn in there at all? I mean, would she be a child at this point? Because she was always older than Eddie. I guess if it does well, maybe he'll do one that's got Eddie in it, or maybe at the end of the movie she'll find out she's pregnant. And that's how they'll get Eddie. I don't know. So if Herman is a Frankenstein and Lily's more of a vampire, I guess that's what she is, right? So how do they get a werewolf son? Oh, I thought that was always weird. Either way, I appreciate you guys stopping by. We had a couple of newbies come in at the beginning. I guess I need to know. I need to get more serious with this. I guess if I'm gonna keep doing this, because I want to try to grow the channel. What do you guys think I should do to get the word out to where people stop by and talk to us more on these live streams? I know I just started in hindsight, but I'm getting kind of anxious because I really want to grow the channel. And we did hit the milestone for anybody that watches this now or later. I'm gonna get the official number. That last two Halloween videos really got me some good subscribers. We hit 1535 as of today. So I'm going to prepare I said after I finish my legacy reviews of Halloween, I was going to do a giveaway. So I'm doing my review of H20 drops tomorrow. Next Monday, my review for Resurrection drops. And then that Blu-ray that I got that's got Curse, H20, and Resurrection on it is going to be part of the giveaway. I've got a Halloween shirt, and I'm going to do another gift box of Dollar Tree movies. I've got a Dollar Tree video I'm dropping this week. I'm going to do a giveaway so not this Monday, but after the next Monday, we're going to talk about a giveaway. And I'm going to let everybody, including Doug and anybody that participated before, I'm going to let everybody in on those, since I'm doing 2 giveaways, but you can only win one. Well, Herman's pecker could have come from a werewolf. Don't forget your like and subscribe banner. You're funny. Said Marilyn is in it. Okay, well, I hadn't read anything about it, and I haven't really tried to, so that's good to know. Just keep making good vids. No, I know. I just talking about the live streams. I really want some decent people to show up. It says no Fester or Grandma. Somebody told me, and I don't know if this is true. Maybe you got anybody that watches this could leave a comment that Fester is going to be in it in some way, but that they're not going to spoil Fester in the Addams Family in that Wednesday show until the show actually comes out. So I don't know. For one, your love is competing with Sunday night. It's Game of Thrones season right now, so a lot of people are preoccupied. Hang, we're decent. What yeah, I don't watch that Game of Thrones shit. What time does that come on? 9? Does that come on at 9 o'clock? I can always change it back to 8. You're live. The problem I had with 8 is some of the normal guys that would show up said they couldn't come on that early. But I mean, I could knock it back and do it from 8 to 9. It doesn't matter to me. Damn iPhone. Yeah, I always hate typing on that. My fingers are so big, and on the newer ones, they're more sensitive, and I'm always hitting the wrong buttons, and it does all that autocorrect stuff all the time. Or should we do it on Saturday night? I mean, I could do it on a different night, but we're growing. I'm not going to get preoccupied with all that shit here at the beginning, because I do get a lot of good chatter on my videos and a lot of comments now that I didn't get before. Your live needs to go on a different night is my thought. What night? Friday night? Could do them on Friday nights. I just did it on Sunday because I don't watch anything on Sunday night, so I was always free. But you might have a good point. Maybe we should do it on Friday nights. I won't be do it this Friday though, but maybe after I get back from my work trip, we could switch it up and do it on Fridays. No, Marilyn isn't in it. The original character who played Marilyn is in it. He did a spin on words. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I read that she's in it. And the guy that played Eddie is in it too, right? So it's kind of weird that you're getting kind of like this revival of Addams Family and Monsters during the same year. Different night is what I was getting at, Thursday or Friday. Yeah, get me thinking about it. I mean, you can hit me up on Sensational Cinema. Hit me up on Instagram. Think about it. Look around the net and see what other people are doing. Help me decide. Like maybe I should do it on Thursday nights. Thursday from 9 to 10. Make sure I didn't miss a comment. Well, you guys are cool. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I don't have to work tomorrow. I got videos to edit. That's all I'm gonna do over here. Well, you guys, can you think of anything positive to say about Halloween Resurrection before I get off here? I'm willing to include something positive in my review. It's not going to be a lot, but I will do it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Anything decent about Resurrection that I could say. It's just really hard, as they say, you can't polish a turd. Maybe I should include that in my video. Can't polish a turd. That's some good stuff there. There isn't enough turd polish in the world to polish that thing up. That's what I'll say. All right, well, if you guys don't drop any other questions here, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And then that way, like I said, maybe I'll consider switching up the time. I really don't want to do Saturday because I do go to the movies a lot. So sometimes I wouldn't be available, but I could probably do Thursday or Friday. Do it from like 8 to 9 or 9 to 10. Butch Patrick is in the 10 can man, but he's more of a bouncer, or the one Marion, Lily, and Herman. Oh, that's cool. I won't be on. Well, what day works for you, man? The regulars. Oh, I'm not going to change it until I talk to most of you guys. So like you and the other Doug, and then some of the other guys. Resurrection Tried. That's my review. Yeah, you know, I really was like, I was thinking about being funny and just basically saying like 3 sentences and then just ending the review today. Sunday works for you? Yeah, maybe I'll do a couple different ones. Doug, does it work better for you if I did it? Would it work if I did it at 8? Because a couple guys suggested, did I change it to 9? And then they're the ones that didn't even show up. So I'm going to listen to the people that support me, not the people that say they're going to support me and then don't. So, I was looking. At some of the comments on that Halloween Ends. Yeah, it looks like, just so you know, I get a lot of hate from people on my videos. Basically, one guy was saying, it's because of YouTubers like you, they're going to make people like hate hate Halloween Ends. And I'm like, no, it's going to be because it's got a shitty plot is what's going to karaoke Friday nights. You do karaoke? That's cool. We should do karaoke here. Sunday has a lot of chats going on Sundays. Yeah, maybe I'll just do it earlier on Sundays. Maybe I'll do it at 7. You can try that. That way I'm not competing with as many people. That's the problem with YouTube, man. I mean, it's a lot of people out there. I just like to do I get way more views of the live stuff after the fact anyway than I do from people watching it, obviously. So, I mean, you know, I could usually get 100 people or so to watch it afterwards. The writing is the ends of ends. Yeah, man, it looks like it's going to suck, that the plot is just bad. It's probably going to have bits and pieces that are good, but with Jamie Lee Curtis being, I think she's producing this one. I'm going to put what I'll do is I'll put a poll out on the community tab saying that if I did it on Sundays and I changed time, would more people watch? And we'll see. The bad part about it is, like I said, the guys that usually show up, who tell me they're going to show up, don't. So either way. Oh man, I got one of my sources sent me something. Give me 1 second before we get off here and I'll read it. Oh, it wasn't about Halloween Ends. It was the same guy said he's out in California and he goes to a lot of these screenings. I don't know if you know how those work. They usually don't tell you the name of the movie. They give you a fake name. They don't seem to care because as much people complain, they're still going to watch it. So yeah, that's true. They give the test screenings a name and they don't tell you what the real movie is. So that way you go into it blind and then they want to give you your honest opinion of it afterwards. And this guy said that he went to see a movie that was titled Mr. Bloodthirst. And when he got in there, it was a movie based on the book adaptation of Stephen King's Salem's Lot. And that it was bone chilling and one of the scariest vampire movies they've ever seen. So Mr. Bloodthirst is probably the working title. So that's kind of cool. I heard also that different versions of what people are thinking the Halloween Ends pumpkin is going to be. That's the kind of stuff that interests me, since this is going to be the last Halloween movie for a while, because Blumhouse doesn't have the rights anymore. And then if either Jamie or Michael gets killed, you know that it's going to reboot it for a while. Like if you kill Lori, he still could come after Allison. So my bet is Michael's going to quote unquote die somehow. You're going to think he's dead. I don't think they're going to be as ambiguous with it in this one, even though there might open a possibility he could live. But I don't think with Allison and Lori living that you could have Michael alive, because then you got too many open possibilities. And I think after 40 some years, you need to close this timeline down and get a stop to it. Yeah, it does sound promising. I was a huge fan of Salem's Lot growing up. That vampire kid at the window scratching, when I saw that shit when I was young, that scared the shit out of me, dude. That's all I ever saw at night when I was going to a window. Aren't they remaking Salem's Lot anyway? So did they change the title? No, what I'm saying is, though, screeners usually don't give the real title of the movies. They give a fake title so that when you go in, you don't know what you're seeing, because they said Cave Dweller was the name of Halloween Ends during the first screening, because they didn't want people to know they were going to see Halloween Ends. Because if they did, they would end up with just a bunch of fans of the movie. So like in this case, they didn't tell them it was Salem's Lot. They told them it was uh, Mr. Bloodthirst. So they knew it was probably a vampire movie, but you didn't know what it was. So then you go in with a fresh set of eyes and an open mind. To think they have money, cast a mask, and they fuck up the story. Such a shame. Well, I mean, you can say that about a bunch of the Halloween movies. You say that about 5. You say that about 4 was not bad. I'm gonna give them credit for that. But 5 with changing the ending of 4 up. 6 having everybody infighting about nobody could decide what movie they wanted to make. Then H2O was pretty good, but it could have been better. And then Resurrection was hot garbage. So think about all the lost opportunities. I mean, that's like from 1989 to 2002, they wasted this character the way they did, with H2O being decent. Could have been better, but it was decent. Just to end this thing, I will tell you my favorite kill from Halloween 2 is when he stabs her boyfriend, Laurie's boyfriend, in the back, lifts him off the ground, a la the nurse in Halloween 2. That's one of my favorite kills in that movie, and it was really good. If you're going to have a rap star in it, do it like H2O. LL Cool J, he wasn't that good of a character, but he didn't affect the story one way or another. That's the way to go. That's what Busta Rhymes should have been. He should have just been the guy bringing them together and promoting it. He should not have been a major character in it. They should have rewatched their 2018 movie to learn. Yeah, man, 2018 was so good. There's a couple bad parts in it. Like, I know a lot of people shit on the Dr. Sartain putting the mask on and wanting to, know how Michael felt wearing the mask. I can forgive that. It's like a minute, and then he gets his damn head crushed in. So forget that guy. Immediately, once he becomes a character that you don't like, Michael kills him. And I like the character of Hawkins, so I didn't mind the fact that they ended up making it to where Hawkins didn't die and came back in Halloween Kills. I just wish he would be a more important character in Halloween Ends, and it doesn't look like he is going to be. That guy, Will Patton, is such a good actor. He's a good character actor. They're wasting him a lot in these movies. I wish they could have done more. I was more entertained. Yeah, so was I. I mean, it was awesome for him coming back, getting the mask, fighting Laurie, all that stuff. But I will say, Halloween Kills, the first 15, 20 minutes is pretty freaking epic, dude. Like having the finding out that Hawkins isn't dead, saving him, the flashback, finding out what happened, seeing Loomis on screen again, the character of Loomis, having the fire, discovering what happened to Michael, the firefighters, dude, everything up to them, even getting into the bar and you seeing the legacy characters there. Dude, that whole sequence, man, that first 15, 20 minutes is good. They should have made Laurie an ex-homicide cop with a drinking problem, PTSD from Myers. She was so smart and didn't be a doctor or a teacher like A2. I thought she should have tried to be like a professor or something. That's one thing they never said. What was Laurie's profession? What did she do? Because she seemed to be retired. Maybe she sued Smith's Grove, and then got a bunch of money from that. I'll watch the extended version this time and see if it changed my mind. Yeah, there's a little tweaks in the extended version that I thought was, good. The kills are a little bigger. I like the inclusion of the Silver Shamrock stuff, the mask, even though it wasn't truly Silver Shamrock. I thought that was kind of cool. So a lot of people don't like Halloween Ends because of all that Evil Dies Tonight. But if you overlook that, she should have been the next Loomis. I agree. Just like Paul Rudd's character of Tommy, he should have grown up to be the next Loomis. Like if you continued, him leaving with the baby or whatever and saving Kara at the end of Curse. To me, you could have had an older Paul Rudd. He could have been more like the Dr. Loomis, like warning everybody, the smart one, chasing after Michael, doing that stuff. They had such potential there. And like I said, just greedy bastards, especially those damn Weinsteins getting their company involved. That pissed me off what I was reading about that girl that does the nudity and curse. I think if you watch my review, I mentioned it, that it was, from what I heard, I didn't mention him by name because I didn't know for a fact, but what I heard in an interview was it was Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, that he saw her, thought she was good looking, didn't think she was good enough to be Kara, talked her into that part, and she had to negotiate how much nudity she was going to do because he wanted to see her nude in the movie. Yeah, Dr. Tommy Rudd would work. Yeah, like look at Paul Rudd now, like the character he kind of played in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Smart but cynical type. He would have made a good like doctor. And then so I don't know. They had such potential, like I said, and then they give us Busta fucking Rhymes. Sorry, it just pisses me off. That's why I get so animated when I talk about Halloween Ends, is it's got such potential there. So you got Laurie and Allison. As traumatic as Laurie's life's been, looking over her shoulder for 40 years. Think about Allison, dude, how much trauma she lost: her mom, her dad, her best friend, her boyfriend, and then one of her male friends. Everybody around her other than Laurie is that she uses as a support system is dead. You talk about somebody having some trauma. But will the Silver Shamrock mask have something to do with the ends, like he's being controlled by the mask? I don't know. Well, I've got a theory that somebody gave me. It's not going to be Silver Shamrock. Don't worry about that. They're not doing that. But the mask is going to play heavily in the end of Halloween Ends, is what the rumor. And like I said, I'll answer the one thing if people watch this, and the biggest question I got is, why do you keep wanting to spoil the movie? And like I said, I've read spoilers of a ton of movies that I've seen, and I still want to see them because you're still not seeing how it plays out and how you get to the different sections. But another thing is, if I'm really worried about a movie, I really want to know as much detail as possible before I go into it, because I don't want to be disappointed. The worst thing about it is watching a movie, investing 2 hours of your time, investing $30 for two people to go see it, and come out of the theater pissed off. That's the worst feeling to have. Oh, totally. Allison needs to be all PTSD city. She should be a cop. Yeah, I heard in one of the versions, Allison did have PTSD, and she meets Corey because they're both going through therapy. And then I heard a lot of that shit got cut out. So I don't know. I thought that the start of Halloween Resurrection was good, and then it all went downhill from there. So yeah, buddy, you just basically said what I said. So give me your opinion. Were you late coming in here because you were watching Game of Thrones? One of the guys told me I should change the time of my live because everybody's watching Game of Thrones. See, I guess I didn't even think of that because I hate Game of Thrones. So either way. But one of my buddies that I used to watch his live stream, his name is Sleeping Collectibles. He's doing a live stream now, and he's got like 40 people watching. So I'm not asking to get 1,000 people up in there. I just want to get maybe a dozen or so. It's really hard going through all the comments anyway. So if I ever got popular, I'd have to have one of you guys as a mediator, whatever you want to call it, to help me go through the comments. There could have been a twist where at the end of the movie it shows into the TV and Tom Atkins puts on the mask and it finally connects Halloween 3. No, we don't need no connection to Halloween 3, dude. Michael Myers, the movie Halloween, was playing in Halloween 3. That'd be kind of like Scream played the original Halloween in the Scream movie, and then isn't Scream 2 on the TV they're watching in H20? So like the damn multiverse is going to fold up on itself because of all these connections that they're trying to put in there anyway. Thank goodness for Peacock and the Halloween releases, because I get Peacock free. So do I. I'm an Xfinity customer, so I get Peacock. I know my son, he gets pissed off because you have to sometimes watch a commercial at the beginning, but at least you don't have to watch them during the movie. I mean, I can hit play and then go get some popcorn or whatever and be ready to watch it in 2 minutes. I don't give a shit about the commercial at the beginning. Halloween 3 is basically just a separate movie. Yeah, I agree. It's good though. I watch my review of Halloween 3 because I do. One of the fun things I did was I liked showing how Carpenter used his like little Halloween family to make it, because Jamie Lee Curtis has got a cameo in there. She does the voice over the loudspeakers. Xfinity is Comcast. So take what you just wrote, Xfinity, and take the E off of it, and that's how they spell it. It's in my area, but it's basically Comcast, which is owned by Universal, which owns Peacock. So if you're an Xfinity internet / Comcast cable customer, you get Peacock for free. So that's at least one of the streaming services. Speaking of that, I got to go cancel my damn Paramount Plus subscription. I got it for a month free, did some reviews. I canceled it, but they said don't go. They gave me another month, and then I accidentally forgot to cancel it, and that damn thing renewed last month. I've got to cancel that thing. I have Cox Cable. So do they give you Peacock free too? Where are you located? Sensational Cinema. Where are you located? What state are you in? Cox used to be free, and I mean, I used to do work back in the day. The job I've got, we do marketing mail and stuff. I used to do mailings for Cox Cable in the state that I'm in. That's pretty cool that you're talking about Cox Cable. It brings back old memories. I've worked at the place in September. Well, it's so in, what's today's date? 4th. So in 17 days, shit, you're in California. That's the opposite side of the country. I didn't know Cox was all the way out there. I thought that was a regional thing. Oh, weird. I'll be at the company that I'm working for now 29 years on the 20th of September. I live in Wisconsin. Cool. Well, I live in Virginia. I'm not going to tell everybody exactly where I live, but yeah, I think we was talking about, there's another guy, Doug, that follows me. He's got some personal stuff going on, but he keeps telling me he's got a package he's going to send me that got some movies in it that he didn't need, and I was going to use it for a giveaway. I was hoping that I'd get it. I'm not going to pressure him, because he's got a lot going on, but I was going to do that giveaway, and I'm going to give a tub away with like 10 or 15 movies in it. Yeah, dude, I'm like fucking luggage, dude. You get, like the old joke was, once you get me, you don't get rid of me, because I've been married. Oh man, my wife's gonna kill me. What year we get married? 1995. So how many years is that? 27. So I worked at the place I worked a year or so before I married my wife. So yeah, you don't get rid of me very easily once you get me. So now that YouTube's got me, you're not getting rid of me easy. So we don't have any of that. Yeah. What cable do you have, Doug, out your way in Wisconsin? I know somebody that used to work for me that quit and moved up to Wisconsin a couple years ago. I still keep in touch with him. He's a nice guy. It's a nice area up there. Other than I think it's colder than here in the wintertime. I'm going to check some real quick, and then if you guys don't have any other questions, I think I'm going to head out of here. I'm starting to lose my voice. I can only do this about an hour and a half. I start losing my voice. I got almost 900 views on that one video, so they don't show the dislikes anymore, the number of dislikes you get. Not that I care, because I learned early in this game, somebody told me it doesn't matter. Activity's activity. Don't give a shit whether somebody tells you you're good, you suck, or give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Are you saying wow to me not having any of that stuff? No, I was reading his comment. He said wow. Peter Anthony Productions. I can't, something's going on with my damn mouse. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Peter? How's it going, man? Appreciate you coming in real quick. Watching AEW, want to say what's up. Love how you keep improving your content. Keep it up. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying, and you and I still need to hook up. I'd like to talk Halloween with you. I don't know that I'll do my ranking and if you and I do a video together, but I'd like to get your ranking, because man, I've tried to sit down as I watch these movies and rank these things, and every time I watch another one, my ranking changes. I can't get it up. So you're pretty in tune with a lot of these horror movies or whatever. I really would value your opinion of how you'd rank this Halloween series. So maybe in a couple weeks, once I'm not out of town for work, back and forth, you and I can hook up in a anytime. Like, I appreciate it. But I'll send you a message, like I said, maybe in a couple weeks. Once I get in 2 weeks, I'll be done with the legacy versions, like Halloween tomorrow. Halloween 2 H20 review comes out, and then a week later Halloween Resurrection, and then after that, then maybe I'll get you on and we'll do a live together, and I'll get your rankings. So be thinking about how you would rank the Halloween movies, and I'm talking about all of them, including Rob Zombie and the new ones. I mean, wow, yeah, I figured that's what you were saying. Wow, to me, working for 29 years, but yeah, Peter. If you guys don't know, he's I met Peter after I reviewed, I think I was getting ready to review Roseblood, the Friday the 13th fan film on my channel, and so I really love Friday the 13th Part 7, and he made his company, and Peter loves Friday the 13th, and he's made some good Friday the 13th content, including some fan films and stuff. So I've always been a supporter of him, and I appreciate anything that he's done on my channel. We had an excellent interview that I did with him on the channel. So anybody that watches this later and hears me say that, go out and check out Peter's content, and also any of my content that I've got related to his material. So all right, I've been on here for like an hour and a half, and I see most of you probably jumped off by now, so I think I'm getting ready to do the same. So if anybody's got any questions, you see my social media up at the top. JEFFMAN316. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. I usually respond. I check it a couple times a day. Or watch one of my videos, leave a comment, and I try to, while I'm small, I try to reply to all my comments on my videos. Is it an antenna? What? Oh, yeah, that's the way I used to be. But hey, man, now that everything's streaming, I'll probably back off eventually on the cable and just go streaming. But the one channel, the one streaming service that I'll never get rid of is Shudder. I think it's excellent. So peace, everybody. Yeah, peace to you, brother. I appreciate you coming by. Anybody that supports my channel, I really do appreciate it. I know I'm small and I'm growing. Like I said, I'm gonna probably, Peter, if you're still on here, let me know a different day and time where you might could pop on every once in a while and chat. Because I'm willing to change it up if it doesn't work. Have a nice night and have a nice day off. You too. Are you off tomorrow? You got to work, Doug? But I appreciate all you guys that came by, and I appreciate you guys, the few that did show up, keeping the chat lively. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Just keep watching the channel. I got Halloween reviews coming up. I'm posting my Halloween H20 review tomorrow. I got some movie hunts I've done. I've got 2 more Halloween ends videos of some ideas that I've got, of directions that I think the movie's going to go. Seems like I get a lot of activity on that. And I love talking Halloween, if you guys don't know. I've got some skits that I did that if you don't want to watch my whole reviews, I'm going to post those separately. So I got a lot of content coming. You're off on Monday too. Good deal. Hope you have a good day off as well. One Crazy Summer is a fun film. Yes, it is. One Crazy Summer. Didn't somebody just say that they just got that on Prime? I own that. That's one of the movies. I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing, if I open my Patreon up, I'm going to do where you can request reviews and or like movies like that, because I do a lot of horror on this. I don't get a lot of activity on anything that's not horror related. So I might do some Patreon stuff, and I'm also going to do some collection videos where people that support me get to see a lot more of my collection instead of just me posting videos on the channel. Holy shit, got a lot of stuff popping up on here. The Wraith 1986 is The Crow meets Fast and Furious. Yeah, and I love The Wraith, Charlie Sheen. That's one of his early movies. The Wraith is awesome. I appreciate you stopping by. You got some good recommendations there of off the wall kind of stuff. Back in the day, I remember used to watching The Wraith, and I would watch the Trick or Treat, not the one with Sam in it. Obviously, the new one. This is back in the late 80s. A movie called Trick or Treat had Gene Simmons in it. Does anybody remember that? 8 years, sorry. Near Dark is a good vampire movie. Yep, that's got shit, I can't even remember who's in that now. I've seen it so many times. Bill Paxton, is that the guy's name? The one that played the pain in the ass brother in Weird Science? Isn't he in that? I like Near Dark. That's a good movie. It's kind of it's very underrated. A lot of people, mainstream people, don't know about that one. So back then everybody liked Fright Night, and if it wasn't Fright Night, they didn't like it. But yeah, I like Near Dark as well. It's a good movie. I need to watch The Wraith. My Cousin Vinny is truly hilarious. Yeah, it's good. I love it when Joe Pesci is like when he's talking about the two Utes, and then good connection there. Doug gets in here. That's got the Fred Gwynn that plays Herman Munster in there. He loves Herman Munster. Frailty is a tremendous film. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's got Matthew McConaughey's in that, right? Is that the one's got Matthew McConaughey in it? Bill Paxton's in it, right? Who's in Frailty? I haven't seen that in a while. I need to watch that. I got that on Blu-ray. Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Look, my movie memory. I'm flexing that muscle there, man. I'm remembering all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of movies, so I appreciate your support. I still need to see My Cousin Minnie. Yeah, see, if nothing else, Doug, me and the guys on here, I think I see the movie that he's getting ready to recommend, and it's one of my favorite movies. I'll tell you in a second. We're giving you recommendations of movies that you need to watch, if nothing else, if you don't get anything else from my channel. Fallen is a good demonic film with Denzel Washington. Fallen is amazing. It is one of Denzel Washington's best movies, and I'm thinking about doing a series of movies. I mean, reviews once my channel grows, where it's going to be like forgotten favorites or movies where I recommend that aren't mainstream like hits that fell through the cracks type of thing. And Fallen is one of them. That was already on my list of ones I was thinking about doing. Did you see To Kill a Mockingbird is coming to 4K? No, I didn't. And that movie is good, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So I've got it on regular Blu-ray. So I think I'll keep that. Just got Summer Rental with John Candy. Yeah, that's good. Is that on Blu-ray? Is Summer Rental on Blu-ray? That was another thing that I was toying around with, was like, what some movies that need to be on Blu-ray that aren't. Is Summer Rental on Blu-ray? I know they just Summer School just got released. I really like Summer School. He said love Fallen. Yeah, Fallen is, dude, I love that movie. It is excellent. It has got such a good twist that I remember watching it the first time, and then at the end of it was like, holy shit, and I went back and watched it again immediately. Man, you guys are pumping out. Scanner Cop 1 and 2 are fun films. I don't know that I've seen those. Scanner Cop? Nope, I don't think I've seen those. Killer Party deserves a bigger audience. Yeah, Killer Party is one of the, I bought the Blu-ray of that in one of the sales recently, and I said the same thing. It's very underrated. Demonic, I didn't see anything in the trailer depicting Fallen would be done. All right, well, I don't know, but demonic is the right word. Yeah, it kind of is. Well, think of Fallen Angel. I won't spoil any more than that. Encino Man deserves a Blu-ray. Yes, I 100% agree with that. And so does Son-in-Law. Both of those with Pauly Shore. I don't think Summer Rental has a Blu-ray. It needs one. It's a very underrated John Candy movie. I'm not seeing a Blu-ray on here. What's with Paramount? I think that's a Paramount movie. What the hell's with that? Night of the Creeps is good. Of course it's good. It's got Tom Atkins in it. What movie that has Tom Atkins in it is not good? No. This is the Denzel Washington movie, Fallen. This is it's got John Goodman in it. It's actually got the dude who played in The Sopranos in it. James Gandolfini's in it. The cast is amazing. Yeah, I'll tell you who's in it. I'll read you the description. Homicide detective John Hobbs witnesses the execution of the serial killer Edgar Reese. Soon after the execution, the killings start again, and they're very similar to Reese's style. And Reese used to call him on the phone in the middle of the night, and then somebody starts calling Denzel Washington again, and he thinks it's he thinks Reese could still be alive, even though he witnessed his execution. Glad Trick or Treat will finally arrive in theaters. And yeah, that version of Trick or Treat with Sam is coming. October is going to be freaking stacked with horror movies that are coming out. I'm thinking of The President. Yeah, so yeah, you're thinking of those the Olympus has fallen and all that stuff. Now this is just Fallen. It's 1998 and it stars Denzel Washington. The Hidden is a good alien buddy cop. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's got Kyle MacLachlan in it that played in Twin Peaks. I was a big fan of his back in the day. Can you do a review of the movie Dolls? Yeah, I think I have that. Hold on one second. If I don't want to knock everything over. Shit. Does Dolls have a Shout Factory release? If it does, I think I've got it. See, then that Michael Myers mask is not that bad. All right, well, there's a couple of you guys on here that normally like don't pop up. So like Castellar Garcia, and then you, Sensational Cinema. If I started a Patreon where I did some low tiers, would you guys help support me so I could like get some more movies and do some reviews and stuff? Malignant to the concept of the Dark Half Stephen King novel, which George Romero adapted in the 90s. Yeah, pretty much. All that split personality shit. The Dark Half is a pretty underrated horror movie. A lot of people don't know it. That's got Timothy Bottoms in it, right? That's pretty good. I was going to watch Fallen and never got around to seeing it. Dolls either. And yes, the Scream Factory. Yeah, I think I do own that then because I think that's one of the ones I pulled out. I've got some rare Scream Factory ones and I put those in a different bookcase because of my rare ones. A lot of people like The Cursed in theaters. The Cursed? Which one are you talking about? You talking about Cursed? There's a Cursed with Christina Ricci in it. The Cursed. What the hell is The Cursed? I don't know which movie you're talking about. Talking about Fallen is making me feel old. I was a kid working in Lowe's Theater when it came out. I have the original poster as well. Oh, really? That's cool. I remember buying Fallen was one of the first DVDs I bought at Circuit City back when they sold DVDs. I was in one of them old snapper cases, 1998. Feeling old, dude. I'm older than you. I think I remember my wife and I going to the movie on a date watching that. Wish more people see. Dude, Dr. Sleep is excellent. I didn't remember how much I liked it, and it came on again the other night, and I started watching a few minutes of it, and I ended up watching the whole thing. That is good. The Running Man remake is coming. We don't need to remake The Running Man. The Running Man was cheese from the 80s, and it just needs to stay cheese from the 80s. I don't need another version of The Running Man. Not many people have seen Dolls, hardly any reviews on YouTube. All right, well, then I'll do that. Give me some ideas of movies that are underrated that people haven't heard of. There's a movie that I've seen a lot of chatter about in the last couple of weeks that most people that I talk to around here that don't even know that it exists. Has anybody seen the comedy Used Cars with Kurt Russell? The Cursed. I think it was just called Cursed, not The Cursed. You talking about Cursed with Christina Ricci? Yeah, from 2005. That's also got Jesse Eisenberg in it. That's one of his first movies. Yeah, that's a pretty decent movie. I just bought that on the on Blu-ray. I think it's got the unrated version on it. Jesus Christ, dude! I got so many comments here. Keep them coming. I like it. I have not seen The Curse. Yeah, if you look it up, it's just called it's called Cursed. Cursed. That's got Christina Ricci in it. It's a good werewolf movie. It's kind of cheesy. It's made back in the day. I think didn't they make it back around the Scream time when Kevin Williamson wrote it. Wes Craven directed it. It's really good. It's got that same vibe from like the Scream movies and that kind of stuff. Werewolf TV series sold well on Best Buy. What does that mean? Werewolf TV series sold well on Best Buy. I don't know what that means. Did you order the Chucky films from them? This is some weird residue on the cases and smudges on the disc, and The Curse was supposed to be some olden werewolf tales. I didn't order the Chucky movies direct because I didn't know whether I was going to get them. I think I was telling you guys a couple weeks ago, a lot of those older titles, I bought them in the past, and then I didn't think that the 4K upgrades looked very good. So I'm holding off on a lot of those until people get review copies, and then I bought them. So I bought the Child's Play. If you watch my movie hunt, I bought the Child's Play 4K Steelbook from Best Buy, and that looks really good. So sometimes I should have just tried my luck with them. The Cursed, it's called Cursed. And shit, I keep hitting my damn mic and I knocked it off the stand. There's my own comment. Cursed, right there. Look that up. Christina Ricci. She looks good in it, and it's good. Jesus Christ, I got a lot of comments here. The Running Man is coming to 4K, I think he was saying. Oh, I thought he said a remake was coming. I don't think I need the Running Man in 4K either. I think they're going a little over top of that. Dolls is a good double feature with Puppet Master. Yeah, I love Puppet Master, man. I got that Puppet Master Blu-ray box set. Yep. So we were talking about Cursed, the werewolf film. So let's get that. The People Under the Stairs deserves a bigger audience. Yeah, I guess. I like it, but I'm not an uber fan of it. Didn't like it for some reason. I mean, I liked it. I don't think to me it had a lot of rewatchability. I guess that's a good way to put it. Don't Breathe Part 1 was a pleasant surprise. I like Don't Breathe too. And I'm gonna just tell you this. One of the reasons I liked Don't Breathe, the first one, is her name? What's the main actress's name? I can't spell breathe. Jane Levy. She's a very underrated actress. I think she should do more horror movies. She's really good in Don't Breathe. She's excellent. I love the Evil Dead remake. Man, I pissed somebody off because I told them I think some days that the Evil Dead remake is better than the original because of how campy the original is. There's a freaky film called The Last Shift. It's about a female cop. I've seen that, watching a haunted police station, and it's last shift before they shut down. Yeah, it's kind of spooky. I like that. That's a good movie. Around the same time I discovered The Last Shift, I discovered a movie called Starry Eyes. Have you heard of that? I recommend that movie. It is excellent. And I also recommend Contracted and Contracted 2. I watched those around the same time, and I kind of got into it. The Curse came out. Yeah, it's not The Cursed we're talking about. If you watch Cursed, it's from 2005. It's a Wes Craven movie. The Baytown Outlaws is a badass film. Does that have, what's his name? Does that have Billy Bob Thornton in it? Baytown. Yep. I bought that at the Dollar Tree. And I haven't watched it yet. So I'll have to check that out. I watched American Werewolf in Paris the other night. The CGI is so bad in it now that the soundtrack is still decent though. Yeah, I bought the steelbook of that from overseas a while back, and I hadn't watched it in a while. It's basically the same exact damn plot, just over there in Paris. It's got some decent parts, but like you said, the CGI is so bad. That movie deserves a remake with good CGI. Death Becomes Her is cheap on Walmart. You talking about the Blu-ray? I got the Blu-ray of that. That is a pretty good movie. That's a very underrated like horror comedy. I love Waxwork Part 1. Yeah, that's got Zach Gilligan. What's his fucking name? The guy from Gremlins in it. I like that. That's pretty cheesy. The Final Girls. That's another one of those like slip through the cracks type movie. I love The Final Girls. That's one of my favorite movies of the last decade. If you guys haven't seen The Final Girls, you need to watch it. I love the part in it to where the killer's coming after him and jumps out the window, and they do it in slow motion, and he's on fire and his machete's on fire. That's what they should have done in Friday the 13th. But are you sure he was talking about? Well, he was talking about werewolf movies, and he was talking about from back in the day. So I'm assuming it was he was talking about. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm recommending Cursed. From from 2005 as a werewolf movie. I'll just recommend that. Lady in White is a good watch for Halloween. Yeah, it's pretty good. I never was a huge fan of Lady in White. I thought it was overrated. What movie are you talking about? Yeah, you talking about Cursed that I'm talking about from 2005 or a different version? Which werewolf one are you talking about? Doug wants to know. Did I miss anything? Man, you guys hit me so fast I couldn't. The Midnight Hour is a good TV Halloween film. The Midnight Hour? I don't recognize that. The Midnight Hour. What is that? What channel is it on? 1985 TV movie. I've never heard of that. Jesus, man, you come up with something I haven't heard of. That's pretty good. Phil, Melissa, Mitch, Mary, and Vinny are high school friends who unwittingly, shit, that's easy for you to say, raise the dead on Halloween night. Once the dead have returned, Pitchfork Cove will never be the same again, or will it? That was on TV? That sounds pretty cool. Has that got a physical media release? We need to get the Midnight Hour. That sounds pretty cool. Sounds like a fun watch. Once I grow the channel, I want to do watch-alongs. We need you guys come on here and watch the movies with me. We have to watch them, at the same time, and then we can bullshit about them as they go. Did you ever see the House of Frankenstein TV movie? It was enjoyable. I think I might have saw that. I thought it was pretty good. The Relic is underrated. It is, but I haven't found a copy of The Relic that isn't so dark that you can't see. You can't even see half the damn movie. It bothers me how dark that movie is. I'm thinking because the CGI might have been so bad they try to hide it with it being dark. The Midnight Hour. I don't know. Amazon's got a copy, but I don't know if it's the right one. I have to look at that, man. That's pretty cool. Sleepaway Camp 1 has a ballsy ending. Yeah. Wait a minute. Boom, boom. So yeah, it has a ballsy ending. All right, you see more than the balls though. I was watching Cody Leach's reviews of those movies. He's doing all of them, and he was talking about. I bought Return to Sleepaway Camp and haven't watched it yet. And I read he literally apologized to Tina, the character from Halloween 5, of how bad of a character he is because of how bad that movie is. So wasn't Mimic real dark as well? It was. But that was on purpose, and there are scenes in it that wasn't as dark. But the Relic, being in a museum and in a basement of it, should not have been that dark. Mimic, it didn't bother me as much because they were trying to hide the fact that it wasn't a human because the way that they folded the wings around the thing, they made it look like it was the shape of a human. But in Relic, you see the beast. And you just don't see it good. Spooky's Trouble Productions addressed in the recent release. Spooky's is really bad. But it's one of those, it's so bad it's good. It's funny to make fun of. One of those guys on YouTube that does funny reviews, riffs of movies, did one, and I thought it was funny as hell. But we should do some watch-alongs like one night. I could still do my live stream, but then we could change it and every once in a while do a watch-along. Like Orphan First Kill was too dark in theaters. I figured it was kind of dark on TV, but I watched that. I did my review of that. I was pleasantly surprised at how good that movie was. The Phantom of the Opera with Robin England. Yep, that's pretty good. I was looking through my Blu-rays the other day, and I've got that. I haven't watched that one in a while. Speaking of Relic, I ended up getting that in I think I got the DVD of that in a horror pack, and since I already owned it on Blu-ray, I'm going to be including that maybe in the bundle that I give away. Like anybody that shows up like now or later, I'm going to do a giveaway since I hit 1,500 subscribers, and I'm going to do it after I do my the next 2 Halloween reviews, because one of the things I'm giving away is a Blu-ray that's got 3 Halloween movies on it. Still need to see that one, yeah. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon has great humor. Yep, that is a very underrated movie as well. I like that one. Jack Brooks, Monster Slayer. Yeah, that was kind of fun. It was okay. Some of the humor is a little tired. I don't know that movie would get a lot of watches from me, but I just got that one at the Dollar Tree a month or so ago. Johnny Depp where he's Jack the Ripper. Yeah, what was that? What was that called? Shit. I can't, dude. I saw that one, From Hell. Was it called From Hell? I saw that in the theaters. I thought it was good. Jack the Ripper. From Hell. Shit, dude. Look, I'm on fire. He's on fire. Burnt Offerings is creepy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't like the main actor in that one back in the day. Yep, From Hell. See, I got it. I knew that one. That's got Heather Graham in it, right? That's pretty underrated. Still need to see it. See, look at all these movie recommendations we're doing for you, Doug. Last Ship is bloody, but it's a good movie though. A Last Ship. Have you guys seen the horror anthology Southbound? I've got some recommendation videos that I did. Is Uncle Peckerhead good? I didn't particularly like it. It was okay. Nothing spectacular. Phantasm 2. Yeah, maybe. But I like Phantasm. I like let's see, first Phantasm, love it. Second one's pretty good. Third one not bad. And then they go to pot after that. I don't know why they even made that last one, Ravager. We mentioned that earlier. It's kind of funny how things come full circle. I was talking about the bad CGI in that scene in Jeepers Creepers 3, where whatever it was he threw at him was coming down the road. It reminded me of the Phantasm sphere. And then Phantasm Ravager had some of the worst CGI spheres in it that I've ever seen. That movie is hot garbage. I was mad that I paid $5 for that back in the day. And then I even bought that damn sphere set at Best Buy. Pumpkinhead 1 is good for Halloween. Yeah, Pumpkinhead is really good. I like that. I haven't watched Pumpkinhead 2 in a long time. I need to check that out. Have you guys seen a movie called I recently watched VFW. Wasn't all that great, not rewatchable. No, but I got it at the Dollar Tree, so anything's worth $1. I'd buy that for $1. Tales from the Hood was a good buy. Yep, that's good. Have you guys seen the movie Splinter? I really recommend that movie if you guys haven't seen that. That's a really excellent film. So I liked how this turned into we're just randomly recommending movies to each other. Yeah, Splinter's got Jill Wagner in it. She used to be the original. What was that movie the TV show where they were hitting them with the big giant fucking balls and shit and throwing them in the water? I can't remember. Speaking of Denzel and CGI, what about Virtuosity? Yeah, I didn't particularly like Virtuosity. Isn't that Russell Crowe's first movie? Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 90s thrilling. Hey, I like the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. I think that's an excellent movie. Dead Birds is a vicious horror flick. It was okay. I didn't much like that one. Does Tales from the Hood 2 actually continue the story, or do they just call it 2? You know, it's been so long since I've seen the second one, I don't remember. I remember not liking Tales from the Hood 2. I don't know. I have to go back. I think I own it on DVD. I have to go back and watch it. Has anybody seen Samaritan on Prime yet? With Sylvester Stallone? I haven't watched it yet. I didn't know whether it was good. So we went from I was leaving 30 minutes ago to you guys rapid fired me, hit me with like so many comments I couldn't keep up with it. Tales from the Hood 3 is better than 2. I haven't seen the third one. Billy Frankenstein and Me are underrated. Frankenstein and Me, I think I remember liking. I don't remember Billy Frankenstein. I think I remember seeing it. The Shrine has a good plot. I don't remember The Shrine. You talking about this? That Shrine? I've seen that. I think I got that DVD at the Dollar Tree. It was okay. I didn't really like it. Yeah, I went from watching tons of stuff on Tubi to where I randomly look for stuff that you can't get anywhere else on there, and they do randomly have some stuff on there. I liked rewatching the Omen one. Yeah, I didn't particularly like the remake of the Omen. Um, it was too close. Hey, this shrine, yeah, I think that's the one I saw. I'll have to check it out. Um, I got a movie I can recommend to you guys. Have you seen the movie Girl House? There's the poster for it. Allie Coburn is in it. She's hot stuff. The sad part about it is she doesn't get nude in it, but either way, it's a really good movie. It's like a stalker type thing. These girls are in a girl house, which is a website where they actually, it's a reality show and they share all their content on their cameras, whether they be in the shower, whether they be, making out with somebody, everything they do in the house, they show. And then a killer ends up getting into there and start killing them. And I won't spoil the rest, but it's really good. I like it. I thought Uma was interesting. I haven't watched it yet. Somebody told me it wasn't good, so I was about to watch it and I didn't. So, is the alligator really any good? It's good for 80s creature feature type stuff. If you're not into that, then don't watch it. Altered. You talking about altered states or all just altered? I don't know what that is. When I first watched anything on Tubi, I go hook watching all three Hell House. Yeah, I watched I can't remember. I think I watched Freddy's Nightmares on Tubi here recently. But I would just randomly get on there and find and look up horror movies that I'd never heard of and just start watching them. And half the time I wouldn't even make it through all of it. If you looked on social media the other day, I watched the movie Piranha, the original one. No, and then the remake. I thought that was pretty good. Do you guys believe that that's Matt Hooper from Jaws that dies at the beginning of Piranha? The Toolbox Murders, Toby. Yeah, I just recently watched that again. That movie is pretty good, and it's kind of gritty, rough. I like that kind of movie. Alter, I don't know. I don't remember Altered, or maybe I haven't seen it. Is it better than Lake Placid or worse? The two are so different, man. They're like campy alligator movies. If I had to pick between the two, I'd pick Lake Placid. Dude, it's got isn't that Betty White in there feeding that alligator? You hear Betty White say the F word. But Alligator is still good, but they try to. It's campy good where they try to make it serious. Lake Placid doesn't take itself as serious as that one, so. Time Rider was a fun time. Yeah, isn't that George Romero? Did he make that? Time Rider? He made some movie like that, didn't he? No, he didn't. William Deere. I don't know why I thought. Oh, that's that Fred Ward one. I was thinking about something else. Yeah, but that's pretty good. I like Fred Ward, man. He's a very underrated character actor. Jesus, the remake of Piranha reminds me of a film like Sharknado. It isn't as bad as Sharknado. And it's got some better actors in it. I kind of liked it, man. I thought it's got really good special effects. I love that beginning with Richard Dreyfuss getting, sucked down into the underground where the piranhas are. Hard Rain is a fun film. Yep. What's his name? What's the good guy in Hard Rain? I don't want to look it up. I see his face. Christian Slater. He's pretty good in that as well. I wish The Haunt would have gotten a 4K. And where do you find Toolbox Murders on DVD? I can only find 2. Yeah, 2 is like really bad. I don't know. I bought Toolbox Murders long time ago on Blu-ray when it first came out, and I was cleaning up and moving some stuff around, and I noticed it. It doesn't have nudity in it, so I can show you. But this chick here, and not her, shit, here in Toolbox Murders, you get to see her in the tub. Worth the price of admission right there, guys. That's an excellent film. It's just for seeing her. The Zero Boys is a dark film. Dude, man, you're recommending some shit. I don't even know what Zero Boys is. What is Zero Boys? A group of friends travel to a wilderness area to play a survival game. I've never heard of that. Is that on Tubi? Yeah, is Zero Boys on Tubi? Because I've never heard of that. 3 O'Clock High is the perfect bullying film where Steven Spielberg had his name removed from the film. Yeah, I heard that. That's a pretty good movie. I remember liking that back in the day. It's kind of dark. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that one. To go back, nobody answer my question, or maybe I missed it. Have any of you guys seen Used Cars, and what do you think of it? I shouldn't be drinking this shit this late at night, but it's the only thing I got in here. I got to stay up late editing my videos anyway. So to me, the reason I mentioned it, because we were talking about, like summer rental and summer school and all that. When you guys first started hitting with all those movies, I love Used Cars is one of the most underrated movies. It's got written and directed by the team that did like Robin Zemeckis, the ones that did Back to the Future. It's got Kurt Russell in it. It is, yeah, Robert Zemeckis directed it, and him and Bob Gale. So that's just basically the team that did Back to the Future, but it's a raunchy comedy. Not seen Used Cars. Dude, you need to see Used Cars. It is funny as hell. It's kind of dated, some of the stuff. If you ever watch Laverne and Shirley, it's got Lenny and Squiggy in it and a part, but it's kind of dated as far as technology wise and stuff. But it's really funny. It's one of those weird raunchy comedies with a heart kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Kind of like, some of the, like an American Pie type, where it doesn't take itself so serious, and it's got a heart to it. Tales from the Dark Side TV show is great. Yeah, it was good, but I like Tales from the Dark Side the movie. I think that's very underrated. Speaking of Christian Slater, he's in that one, right? I like how you can do, like, when you start talking about movies and you start going through lists, then you can kind of play like 7 Degrees, where you start hooking movies together based on people. The original Fog is dude, the remake is one of the worst movies in history, not just worst remakes. It's god awful. Did I ever do a worst remake list? Because I did watch my videos. I did a best remakes. The House Jack Built, yeah, with has that got Matt Dillon in it? That I really like that movie. Did you see the unrated version of it? That movie is pretty intense, man. As far as the unrated version, they show him killing those children, and then he cuts that woman's breast off and puts it on that car window. Vamp and Vampire fun films. Is Vamp the one with Grace Jones in it? Yeah, and Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires is an excellent movie. I love that. It's one of my favorite movies. What's the main actor that's in Vampires? I can't think of the name. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. James Woods. I love Vampires, and I love Videodrome. If you guys haven't seen Videodrome, that's excellent. Making Contact at a creepier puppet than Chucky. I don't even remember that movie. My favorite Christian Slater movie is The Revenge of Billie Jean. His sister Helen was so hot. Yeah, I remember that. I got that on Blu-ray cheap as far as one of those Mill Creek releases. Back in the day, I liked her. The concept of her as Supergirl, but that movie was so bad. They did her so wrong. Videodrome is complex. Yeah, but it's good. It's got Deborah Harry in it from Blondie. It's David Cronenberg, dude. All his movies are complex as shit. Cat's Eye was fun. Yeah, I like that. I just watched that recently. It was on that's on Shudder. Do you like the connection at the beginning, because they show Cujo chasing the cat, and then the cat runs in front of Christine? So I thought that was kind of cool. I saw him kill the children, and I got it, and the family video was closing down. Yeah, the unrated version actually shows the bullet hit one of the kids, and then they actually do show the knife cutting off the woman's breast in that part. So it's pretty gruesome. That movie is good, but I don't need all that exposition shit in the middle where he's talking to the, I guess that's basically the angel. He's already dead at that point, and they're talking about, and he's in purgatory, and they're trying to figure out whether he's going to go to heaven or hell. Ruthless People is funny. Yeah. That's speaking of Supergirl. She's in Ruthless People. That's got to have it. And Judge Reinhold. Speaking of Judge Reinhold, did you guys read they're doing Beverly Hills Cop 4? They haven't confirmed whether he's going to be in it. Vice versa, and like Father. In Kurt, which one has got Kirk Cameron in it? Vice versa, is that the one that's got Fred Savage? And Like Father, Like Son, isn't that the one that's got Kirk Cameron and Dudley Moore? Oh my God, I can't believe I had a live stream where somebody mentioned those two movies together. I wasn't sure if that was the devil at the end. No, I'm pretty sure he is one of the angels, which would be the angel. He's in purgatory, and he's basically interviewing him to see if he thinks he deserves to go to heaven or hell. And he doesn't make it to heaven and ends up falling at the end and goes into hell. My Demon Lover is a fun horror comedy. Speaking of a movie, is that even available on DVD? I think it's a burn on demand. That's got the boy that ended up playing like the love interest of Mallory on Family Ties, doesn't it? He was going to be a big star, and then he failed. My Demon Lover. See, my movie knowledge is extensive. Yep, Scott Valentine. So you can get it on DVD. I don't think I own that. I don't know that I want to own that. Yeah. Can you see that? If I turn the brightness down. There you go. Scott Valentine, dude, he was bad on there. I mean, I don't recommend any movie with him in it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in Beverly Hills Cop 4. Yep. So that's a good segue because he's in Halloween H20 at the beginning. Is that his first movie? Halloween H20? Devil is a fun film. You talking about the M. Night Shyamalan movie? It's good because I did not guess the twist. I couldn't figure out which one of them was the devil in it. I thought that was good. That's a very underrated M. Night Shyamalan movie. And it takes a lot to have a movie that's all in one setting like that, stuck in an elevator and keep it going. Oh my God. Solar Babies was fun. All right, look, I'm going to just say this. We're at the 2-hour, 12-minute mark. A buddy of mine named Eddie needs to be here because that's the movie that every single time when we started working together and he would ask me about a movie, if I seen it, Solar Babies was the one that he would always bring up. So I got to remember to tell him about that. Dr. Giggles was good. Yeah, that Larry Drake is good. That's a good, just cheesy movie to watch. Yeah, and he's in Darkman 1. I like the first two Darkman movies. I didn't care much for the third one, but I'm okay with the first two. We were talking earlier, if anybody didn't catch it, somebody I know saw a screener of a movie called Mr. Bloodthirst, and it's going to be the remake of Salem's Lot. So I'm looking forward to that. So I don't know if anybody... Salem's Lot is pretty dated, but it's still a good movie as far as that some of the vampire scenes. Popcorn film deserves a bigger audience. Yeah, that was on something watching. Was it on Shudder? If you don't have Shudder, the cool thing about it is if you can't find anything to watch immediately, they have 3 channels they run 24/7 where they just throw movies out there. One is called Shudder Essentials, and that like most of the time it's movies that they make. And then one's called Slashix, which is classic movies. And when I popped it on there the other day, they were showing Popcorn. Speaking of pop, and I watched it. It's okay. It wasn't as good as I thought I remember it being, but it was all right. Just saw The Unholy. I don't know what The Unholy is. Man, you guys are just... You talking about the one from the 80s, The Unholy, with Hal Holbrook in it? Or are you talking about the new one with Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it? I missed the Chiller channel in this. Yeah, I'm in the series Channel Zero. Yeah, I missed Chiller. I had that for a short period of time, and then once it was gone, I was glad that Shudder came back to kind of replace that. I was checking to see if I had any comments on any of my videos that I could bring up on here. If you guys haven't checked it out and you don't care about being spoiled, I posted a video of Halloween Ends, which supposedly somebody gave me the track listing of the soundtrack. So I'm gonna buy that when it comes out. I love the John Carpenter Halloween movies. The scores. The sequel to the Thompsons was an okay sequel. Is that the one? I found a Thompsons in the Dollar Tree here recently. Is that the one that was in there? I keep saying it. The more I look at this mask, man, I like that mask from H20. Banshee is a great series. Yeah, that's pretty good. I actually, that was on Cinemax, right? I didn't even know it existed. And then somewhere I went into like a flea market or somewhere, and I ended up getting like one of the seasons like super cheap, and it ended up making me go back and watch the rest of it. Dark Matter is a rambunctious sci-fi series. I've never seen that. Dude, you got like an eclectic mix of stuff there that you watch. You're like me. It isn't like one thing that you like. It's a lot of different stuff. Yeah, my taste is in movies is all over the board. One thing I don't 100% like is westerns, even though there are a few that I will watch, but other than that, I like about everything. Dude, I was watching Every Which Way But Loose with Clint Eastwood the other day. Right Turn, Clyde. Does anybody remember that? Or am I dating myself as far as was that a late 70s or early 80s movie of his? I can't remember. All right, guys. So the first movie was the Hamiltons, and the Thompsons was a Dollar Tree. But yes, the first hasn't been brought to Blu-ray. Yeah, it was part of that 8 films to die for or something, wasn't it? I used to collect those, and I remember I own that one. Silverado. Yep. So there's a few westerns that I like. Unforgiven, Silverado. That's at the top of the list. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. True Grit. So there's a few that I like. I'm not a fan of every John Wayne movie because a lot of them are cookie cutter. Magnificent Seven is good. Tombstone, yep. I do think it's a little overrated. I don't think it's like the greatest Western ever made, like some people make it out to be. But it's okay. Well, no, it's better than okay. It's just I don't think it's the greatest. No, I tried to get into Yellowstone and I didn't like it at all. I don't know why. I like some Kevin Costner stuff, but not everything. And that's probably why. I'm not a super big fan of his. If it had somebody maybe like Kurt Russell in it or something, I probably would like it. Speaking of that, we were talking about movies. Breakdown with Kurt Russell is a very underrated movie. You guys should watch that. Angel and Badman's good. I used to watch that with my dad. It's a good movie. The Ghost in the Darkness is a thrilling ride. I didn't like Ghost in the Darkness. That's Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas, right? I didn't particularly like that movie. The River Wild is magnificent. The River Wild. The River Wild. Who's in The River Wild? Meryl Streep, Kevin Bacon. Yep, that's pretty good. I remember seeing that. I just didn't remember the title of it. Oh, well, I think I'm getting ready to wrap it up, guys. So I really appreciate all you guys coming on here, man. This was fun at the end. I like doing what we call free-for-all at the end. Kevin Bacon, yeah. That's my grandpa's favorite Western. He loves John Wayne. I like John Wayne, but not all John Wayne movies. I Come in Peace and Split Second are good. Yes. I Come in Peace wasn't called I Come in Peace originally. But it's got Dolph Lundgren in it. And it's got the guy, Brian Benben, I think is his name. He played in the comedy show Dream On HBO. And Split Second, I think, is one of Rutger Hauer's best movies. And it's got Kim Cattrall in it. And you get to see a lot of her, if you know what I mean. That's a very underrated movie. I will get, where is the Blu-ray release of the original Hitcher? And then every time I go to watch the damn thing on demand, it is a letterboxed version of the movie that looks like total garbage on my on my huge TV. Have a good night. Get some sleep soon. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. All you guys that came in. Blind Fury is a film that made me laugh. Yeah, that is pretty funny. I like Blind Fury. I appreciate all you guys showing up. So come back next Sunday and we're going to be talking. We're done with Resurrection. We'll start by talking about the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, at least the first one, if not both of them. So if you guys got any opinions on that, stop by next Sunday. Let me know what time works better for you. Any of you guys that are coming in here late, would it be better if I started late and did this from 10 to 11, or would it be better if I started early? Have you seen all the fan made Halloween films? No, I would think you or somebody recommended that to me, and I haven't watched it yet. Yes, can't wait. Yeah, we're into Rob Zombie's Halloween's next, so it's coming down to the stretch because like I said, I'm recording my next 2 reviews of the Legacy Halloween movies, and then we'll have to get in and all the talk about 2018 Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, and I really probably not. Which part? Coming on, being late. Which part are you saying probably not to? But as you can see, I love talking about movies, so it doesn't matter what damn time we come on here. All right. Well, I appreciate all the flurry of activity in the last 20, 30 minutes. You guys are awesome. Ready to go into Eva construction, watch some cars smashing each other, skipping karaoke. Friday. What? That's cool. I've been in Demolition Derby in a long time. Which one are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the Halloween movies? Hey, that would be cool. I've checked that out. Absolute Evil. Is that on YouTube? I'm assuming it is. I'll check it out. So I will, like I said, the movie I saw this weekend in theaters was Jaws. I saw the 3D version of the original. It was pretty cool. So I might do a quick little review of that blurb on the channel if anybody's interested. But other than that, I think I'm gonna close this bad boy out. So yeah, peace out. Peace out to you. Appreciate everybody who watched live. And if you're watching this after the fact, I'll close it out by saying keep supporting my channel, watch all my content. Any video that you watch, throw a like on, subscribe to the channel, share it, let people know. Yeah, like he said, like Dougie says, stay spooky. It flows like a documentary. Cool. Yeah, peace out. Appreciate you guys coming by. Drop some comments. I'm going to post on the community of whether we should change the night or whether I should change the time. You guys let me know your opinion of when anybody that comes by here, when you guys would want to get on here and chat about movies, because I'll do whatever it takes to get you guys engaged and keep talking. So I'll go ahead and close it off and just say, like I said, I appreciate all the support you guys give me. And until next time, boys and girls, it's the JEFFMAN316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor. Chief. Ladies and gentlemen.